All right, take a look at some of the grammar here to effectively pregame this reading for tomorrow morning. Notice right here with Fauno Mortuo, you had in the previous passage a mention of Faunus, one of the kings of the Latins following Saturn and Picus. So notice you have an ablative absolute. I'm going to leave that to you to remember how to translate those. So with this thing happening, right, Latinus, filius eius, notice filius in apposition to Latinus, and then eius referring back to Fauno, okay? Regnum accepit, all right? Notice perfect tense right here. And in case you didn't know what regnum was, this is the regis imperium, the power of the king. In other words, the kingship or the throne. All right, huius filius, okay? In prima juventute periit. So here, huius possessive pronoun, filius your subject, periit. Look that one up for pereo perire, and he did that in prima juventute. Notice in the earliest part of Juventus. Notice aetas Juventus is what Juventus is. All right. Okay. So then what do you have? Sola in regia erat filia, right? So sola here is modifying filia. So sola filia, the daughter alone in regia erat, right? This is like in the palace. And note that she was Lavinia nomine by name, and then she's described as Yam already matura viro. Take a look at the vocabulary for that one and note that that goes with a dative in some cases. Elam, referring back to Lavinia. Elam, and notice Elam, accusative, you got a direct object here. Multiviri, there's your subject. Elatio, totaquitalia, here two prepositional phrases which are aligned in sense, petebant, right? So multiviri petebant elam. All right, ante omnes, and this is ante omnes referring to multiviri, ahead of all of them, turnus rex rutulorum. All right, and then you see right here that this is a gens lati. Okay. In the next portion here that you're going to read about the equus Troianus, I'm sure you guys know what that is. So dum, while Latinos in Italia in pace diuturna regnat, that should all be fairly straightforward. Notice diuturnus is quid diu manet, which remains for a long time. So while that was going on, right, notice that that sets out the circumstances for the rest of the passage. Troia seu ilium, and then you have right here, Clarissima Urbs Asiae, the Clarissima Urbs Asiae, here genitive, and note that Clarissima Urbs, both of those are going to be used to refer to Troia seu ilia. Seu is equivalent to sive, meaning or, okay? And it just indicates that you could use either one of these names. So post, notice that post is the opposite of ante. So post bellum, right? Decem annorum. This is a, right here, this is a genitive of description, decem annorum. So after a bellum, which was of decem annorum, tandem, you might remember, means finally, agraecis capta est. All right? And note, capta est is your perfect passive, and it has to be feminine because it needs to agree with urbs. All right, Graeci enim, for the, remember enim is your post-positive particle and it's explanatory. Graeci, right, notice this is your subject, right? Cum urbem vi expugnare non possent, dolo usi sunt. Right here you've got a cum clause with an imperfect subjunctive. Since, this is probably the best way to translate it, since they non possent urbem vi expugnare, or non possent expugnare urbem vi. Here vi is an odd, has an odd declension, but you could simply do it by violence or by force. They were not able to expugnare urbem. Since they weren't able to do that, dolo usi sunt. Utor uti usus is a deponent verb which uses the ablative as the direct object of the thing we used, right? So here they used a trick. And what was that trick? You guys all know. They fabricaverunt, right? And equum ingentem, you know that an equum is a horse and it's ingentem, e ligno. I'm sure you guys know what it was made of. Eumque, no eum here, is going to refer back to the equum, it's an antecedent. Eumque militibus armatis compleverunt, and they filled it with militibus armatis. Quibus, right, referring back to the militibus armatis. Quibus praefecti erunt. Remember, praeficio is to put someone ahead of others. Quibus praefecti erunt Ulixes et Pyrrhus Achilles Filius. Here, Filius is used in apposition with Pyrrhus. Okay, and then Achilles is a genitive singular of Achilles. All right. Here you have an ablative absolute phrase, equo ligneo in litere relicto. Try to note that this, and this all go together. Equo ligneo relicto, and then where was it? Relictum in litere. All right. So ablative absolute explaining the circumstances. Caeteri, right? The other Greeks, celeriter in insulam propinquam, cui nomines tenedos profecti sunt. Watch out here. Remember, proficiscor, proficisci, profectus is a deponent verb. Ibique and there, ibi, latu erunt. Latere means something like to hide. So note the tense here, latu erunt in the perfect. All right, so hopefully that's enough grammar to help you guys blow through this passage. Make sure you come prepared. I do want to make sure we get through at least this much, if not a bit more tomorrow in class. All right, valete omnes.